All right, and we are live. GM, how you guys doing? What's up, YGG fam? And we are back. It's gonna be our first ever community update for 2023, and you can see that the whole YGG core team, a full stack, is present right now on the call. We've got Mel, Owl, Jen, Angel, Fallen, Colin, Leia, and Nathan from Emphasis. We've got Jeff, of course, Mark, Kazuo, Andy, Jingyu, Day, and of course Gabby and myself. So before we get started, we'd like to remind everyone at home to share the stream because we are live across the board. That's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and for the live Q&A, make sure to join us. We are here on the YGG Discord. That's discord.gg/YGG. And we might just be giving out something crazy for you guys at home at the end of the stream. So make sure, stand by, and share the stream, subscribe, follow while you're at it. So, guys, the last time that we've been here was about the YGG rebrand. And since then, there has been a lot that's been going on the front lines and behind the hood. But before we get started, the main man himself, Gabby, how you doing, man? Gabby, I think you're unmuted. Yeah, just mic check, mic check. Are you there, Gabby? So while Gabby's figuring out his audio sitch, hey guys, make sure, don't forget, let's do that. Let's do the share, let's do the restream, and let's drop some hashtag we are YGGs in the chats right now. Gabby, are you there? How you doing, man?
I am doing good. Thank you, Sedano.
Awesome. So yeah, Gabby. Oh yeah, we've just been talking about how we did the rebrand, just a few months ago, and we're very excited to share with the community what we've been up to and what we've been building. But before anything, we'd love to hear the updates from your end. Go for it, Gabby.
Yeah, of course. Hi everyone. It's always nice to hear from everyone here. It's always nice to see everyone's greetings. And last time that we had our community update was the start of a very exciting week. If you remember, for those that were here during the last update, that's when we unveiled the new website and the new logo that we had been working on for maybe 6, 8, 9 months prior. And it was the start of a very exciting week. A lot of us here from the team were in San Francisco then, and we were showing the rest of the world the work that we've been doing since the last year. And yeah, well, we had a great week at GDC. We had very positive feedback. We held a couple of events that talked about the new initiatives, the new product, what we're doing, connecting with games, with quests, and with the GAP program. So we're here today to tell you more about what we're planning, what's happened in the last few months, and what you can expect for the rest of the year.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabby. And yeah, I think we are ready to get started. So Mel, anytime, let's go for it.
Yeah, so at the start of every update, we just take a look at what's in our treasury. And the only really thing to report here is that the assets that we have are still above the price that we have paid to acquire them. Of course, if you look at the market now, it's a little bit slow and there's not a lot of liquidity, but I think we have a lot of confidence in the assets we've acquired. And actually, we're going to bring a little more detail later into some of the games that we're excited about, that assets that we've been acquiring. So here we have the numbers across the game partnerships, guild partnerships, and infra acquisitions that we have. And of course, happy to answer more questions around that. But generally, we're still well above the cost that we have to acquire them. Let's move on to the next slide, please.
Hi everyone, Andy here from EcoDev. I'll just highlight four meaningful updates from last quarter from our Guild Network partners. The first highlight is from Q1 was that in YGG over on the right here announced their 20 million funding round. This seed round was led by Excel with participation from Process Ventures, Courtside Ventures, and a couple others. Secondly, YGG has been active in growing their own tournament platform, which different esports teams are actually self-organizing around. So they're averaging around 10 tournaments per month. Third, proud to also announce that in Q1, YGG Japan has announced their funding round. It was about 2.95 million, and they got some real cool participation from Square Enix and Sega, IDC as well. They also launched their product called Gabby Town, which is a Web3 games platform for the Japanese audience. Last but not least, AMG, our guild partner for Central and Eastern Europe, released their PFP NFT collection. So you can check that out. Yeah, so those are some highlights from Q1 from our guild network partners, and we can move on to the next page.
Awesome.
Everyone.
So everyone, Mark, we are super excited about the next few days, right? Because we've just wrapped up season 3, but we definitely would love to hear about what's been going on your side of the guild. How's it going, Mark?
Hey, thanks, Sedano. Can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah. So as we all know, there's never a dull moment in Web3 gaming. So we've been thinking really hard of new ways to shape and evolve our community. So internally, we have 4 main community pillars, and this includes guild ascension, community products, pre-release initiatives, and community ops. So the way you see this is through a few things. First is gap quests and achievements, which, as Sedano mentioned, we just wrapped up. So we launched 90 quests, awarded a lot of achievements, 1.6K, across in-game and other contributor quests. So I'll let Day speak more about that later, and we can go to the next slide. And then the second way that you see this is this year we also started deploying more contributor badges. So you've seen the early explorer badge, the brand relaunch badge, and then what's coming next is like a tournament and pioneer staking badge. So all of these are separate efforts, but they all will roll up into our bigger vision of individual repetition and progression. So that's stay tuned for that. And then going to the next slide, the third is one of the feedback that we got is just the sheer volume of activities and games that are being presented to you all. So what we started doing is we formed this cycle of community events. So we have the quest spotlights in certain weeks. We started sharing highlights of the week, and then separately there's a week-long activity lineup for game spotlight. So all of these effort is in line with us bringing together different initiatives so that we can tackle and serve different needs of different players in the guild. And with that, I will hand it over to Day to speak more about what happened and what's going on with Gap. Go ahead, Day.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. So first, I wanted to thank all our participants for engaging in this season. And while we had overall less quests to participate in, there was a lot more opportunities for different types of contribution to engage this season, and it's reflected on the leaderboard. So you can see some names that were highlighted last season as well, but also new appearances, which you can see the all leaderboards, but there is a lot more people that got a lot more achievement. And you can see also on the right, like the quest that received the most attention. So YGG SPL, you can see like a few quests of there that received like a lot of completion, basically, and Pixels, which has been like a new introduction this season, which received like a lot of enrollment, basically. And I think we can get into the next slide to see what's next. So basically, I wanted to remind you like what was the goal and what we'll move toward always with the gap, which is like reward the most committed members of YGG and for their contribution. And so what changed between season 2 and 3? Basically, we changed our environment and like we had more freedom to take direction in what we want to do for the program and not relying on third parties, which takes a lot of time, but I think we're getting there. We focused very much on quest content and to make a lot more like user-centric quests. So we introduced like some kind of archetypes and roles that you can identify yourself to, and we will put a lot more efforts into developing that side of things. The whole progression system and essentially developing systems and processes for enhanced transparency. I think also collaborating with the community, co-creating stuff, like there has been some example with the Gap Council toward content creation, documentation, but also on the product side with features and valuable user research feedback. And so that was it for the improvement on season 3. And basically what, sorry. Basically for season 3, like the claiming period is going to start. It has not been announced yet, but it has been pushed as we speak now. And so we will have a recapitulation of the steps you need to take to claim, but it's pretty straightforward and it will last a month. So we will push some announcement and repeat it and remind it so you guys don't lose like any opportunity to claim what's rightful to yours. And yeah, to close the season 3, I will issue like a community report where you can see more of the in-depth like numbers or trivia that punctuate the season. And I wanted to tell you also the starting dates for season 4, which is precising to happen around July 3rd. Sorry.
Awesome. Today, you know, for everyone at home, I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen our weekly game spotlights as well as our quest spotlights. And, you know, just shine light a bit on it. We have Fallen Corpses. How are you doing, Fallen?
Doing good, doing good. Hey everybody. Yeah, so if you haven't noticed, and hopefully you have, we've been doing these game spotlights for the past uh 4 weeks with a week of break in between. So it's a week on, a week off. And we've been kind of hammering down the schedule. There's obviously still some adjustments that we do on the fly. But in general, it's a kickoff on the Sunday before the week starts, and then we will have a community kind of AMA or playthrough on Monday, and then sprinkled throughout the week we will have May do a stream with the Game Hunters as well as Ladies for Gaming. We'll also have AC doing some community gameplay streams as well, and then we'll have a wrap up on the Saturday, kind of just culminating everything that's happened in the week and wrapping that up. And then hopefully throughout the week, there's always slots open for other community incentives or activities, right? So we really encourage other community members, if they want to stream the game or host some sort of event, that we're open to it, especially with our game ambassadors. So a perfect example of that is Splinterlands and Castle Crush itself. We had pretty much our GAs host most of that actual stream, the kickoff. Me and Sedano and the rest of the core team there kind of play the support there, and we let our community leads take the reins there, and that went really great. We actually ran the finals for Castle Crush, our seasonal tournament there for YGG itself, in the event there. And then with Big Time and Illuvium, we've been throwing our own events too, and sometimes we can actually pull the devs itself in to answer some questions or get some leaks for the community. So these have been going really well, and we're planning to continue those going forward, so be on the lookout for those. And if you want to participate, or you possibly want to do your own streams or host events, please feel free to reach out to me in my DMs or in Discord. We'd love to have some more community incentives or activities led by the community going on during these games. So Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, cool stuff, Fallen. And yeah, I'm gonna be seeing you tomorrow for our AMA wrap up for this week, right? So yeah, make sure everyone at home, don't forget we're gonna be having our Illuvium Community AMA for the game spotlight of the week. But yeah, so everyone at home, I'm pretty sure that you know Jen and the team from our pretty sick rebrand that the community has been loving. But behind the scenes, the team together with Namely and Angel have been building something pretty special for the community right there. Jen, what's up? Tell us more about what's happening.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Yeah, as thanks, Adano. Yeah, first of all, love to announce, having Angel join us full time this time.
Hello.
What's up, Angel? Yeah, so she was really significant in sort of the previous brand launch and new website launch, and now she's joining us to launch quests as well. As you can see here, got a new sort of little sneak peek of where we are with the quest, and we're moving forward in developing and sort of doing a lot of research to kind of get a new quest platform plugged into to the website. Let's check out the next slide. Yeah, so like I said, just kind of like some early sneak peeks on what we're working on. We're developing kind of like a couple of like new quest types. Angel, if you want to speak to some of the stuff that we're doing here.
Yeah, so thank you for the warm welcome. I am looking to work with you guys on innovating how we can teach players how to play this game. So love any feedback if you guys have it as well. But basically, one take is to make it kind of like Duolingo X Masterclass. So you're learning how to play a game through very simple but effective lessons. So you can then achieve each lesson after learning some of the key skills and then unlock rewards. Yeah, so can't share too much yet, but thank you for all your feedback in advance.
Awesome. And we are planning to release the new quest system very within the year. So watch out for that. We will be tapping on the community, as we kind of develop more of these. We do want to get user, like player feedback. Love to see what you guys think before we even like roll this off. So stay tuned.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Jen, we love what you guys have done with the new YGG brand, and we definitely can't wait how this V2 questing platform will be looking like, especially that we have a lot of our game partners hands on in helping us curate, how we want the communities to experience, the next generation of questing in Web3. So thanks for that. But up next, we actually have Kazuo, our head of asset management, giving us the one-to-one on our latest acquisitions. How are you doing, Kazuo?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep,
Sorry,
you're good,
I want to
man.
make sure. Sweet. Yeah. So super cool to see how many people are here. Kind of like in the depths of a bear market, we've got just so much engagement and so many people in the chat. So shout out to the community for sticking with us through this tough time in the market. Um, and we've been using those bearish market conditions to our benefit, continuing to add to our position in these like factory Genesis NFTs. So I think last time we spoke, we shared that we had purchased Castaways and Digidaigaku. We're aiming to acquire 1% in these NFTs. And so just to update for what's going on for Q1, we've purchased 1% in the B Labs Genesis passes. We've purchased more dimensional stones. We're doing a really cool partnership there. We have 1% of the wildcard Genesis pass, 1% of Life Beyond Land, not 1% of that, one plot of Life Beyond Land, sorry. 1% of EVIO, 1% Midnight Society Founder Access pass. So, you know, we're able to get these at really, really competitive prices, and we're kind of putting our money where our mouth is. We're pretty confident in these assets. But you know, it's not just about our confidence in the financial performance. These are also for unlocking partnerships and different opportunities with those games and studios. I think ultimately our goal is to find ways to weave this war chest of assets into our product offering to create a really compelling Web3 questing experience that other people can't provide because they just aren't as connected to the ecosystem as us. So that's kind of the goal, and yeah, we're really excited and
Cool, Kazuo.
really
Like, one
really
thing-
happy to see you guys here.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, Kazuo, that one thing to point out here is that, you know, games like Dead Drop, Dimensionals, like the first time we actually heard about these games was from the community. So if you guys, you know, have some games that you have been checking out, make sure to share it with us here on Discord, because, you know, we definitely love to hear what you guys want to play. And yeah, like, who knows, right? Like, we might just be sweeping, you know, the next game that's gonna be out there. Awesome stuff. Thanks, Kazuo.
Thank you. Thanks everyone.
All right. So up next, I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen some promos, some news on our next event. Physical events have been making a comeback, and you know, it's really, really great time to reestablish connections and make new friends, and you know, just get to see everyone who is in the community still. And I mean, no, there are no other better people to do that with than our YGGPH family. We have Cuckoo, we have Archer, and we have also Bryle, who will be, you know, joining us for our community summit. But Gabby, you know, yeah, could you tell us more about what's going to be happening in about less than less than 2 months?
Yeah, sure. So you've heard it here first. Some of you have probably heard that we're doing the Web3 Community Summit in July. This is going to be a smaller but very focused event on our YGG community. So we'll be holding it in Market, and yeah, we just want to hold a summit so that we can celebrate what our community has done throughout the year and throughout the bear market. And I guess the big alpha, the big news is that we'll be holding our big event in November of this year. We're just announcing the Web3 Game Summit on the week of November 20th. So we don't have that much details yet, but it's going to happen again in BGC in that date. So this is a follow-up to our event, the Web3 Festival last year. We're bringing in a lot of games from around the world, focusing on Web3 games specifically. So expect it to be bigger, expect games from around the world, and we want to show them the best of our local community. So
Great
yeah,
stuff.
we'll see you in July and in November.
Yeah, guys. So you heard it first from Gabby. We are going to be seeing each other in the second week of July. So make sure to tell your friends about what's going to be happening. It's going to be in BGC, Bonifacio Global City, in Taguig. That's Market. And yeah, we're going to be seeing each other there. We're going to be having a lot of talks, a lot of activities. And yeah, it's going to be really, really great to see your faces once again. And in November, it's going to be V2 of the PH Web3 Festival in the Philippines. I know you guys probably knew how that went down last time, and this is just going to be, you know, a level up of what we're going to be doing this year. All right, up next, and it's our favorite time of our AMA. So for you guys who have questions, make sure to drop them right now in the chats. We have the whole team. Gabby is on our AMA discussion channel as well. So yeah, make sure to shoot down those questions, and we love to answer those for you guys. Don't be shy. We got you. So just reminding everyone who's watching at home, share the stream. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and tell all your friends about what's happening here tonight. If they missed it, don't worry. The AMA is uploaded automatically across the board on all YGG socials. But I'll kick it off. I have a question for you, Kazuo. So you mentioned that we did a couple of acquisitions of these new NFTs, and we're getting into some new games, right? So we'd love to know, like, what is your approach? Like, what's your personal strategy when you look at considering, these new games, especially that we're in bear market? So how does that differ from what we've been doing, and what have you done this whole year?
Yeah, I think it's kind of multifaceted, but one thing is definitely price. I think that's pretty important. How much can we leverage our cash? So if we can get 1% of a project that looks really good for 10,000, 5,000, that's obviously a plus. But it goes far beyond just what the acquisition cost is. I think we're looking at things like, is the community interested? Are people having fun playing the game? Yeah, things like, is it going to work well with our questing system? So we're looking at kind of like a holistic view of these things. But that's a few points, I guess.
Awesome. But me personally, Kazo, like, I'm pretty curious. So how about you? Like, what games are you personally playing or testing out, like, right now? Of course, those that you can share.
Alluvium, still playing EVIO. I think those are the two main ones right now, but they look really good. I think it's pretty exciting to see teams still building during the bear market and creating pretty cool looking products and games. So yeah. But you guys should share in the chat what you're looking at. What are you playing?
Nice. Go for it, guys. Like, drop those answers in the chats. But yeah, so we have a question from Dexion, and we've answered this recently, but for those who haven't caught it, Mark, what is the ETA for our Gap Season 3 rewards? I mean, Day, you could hop on this as well. And yeah, we just want to remind everyone that the claim page is now live, and you have 1 month to claim, right, Mark?
I will take it.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
So starting from now, you will have 1 month to claim it. It's pretty straightforward, and we will make an announcement after the AMA. But yeah, basically it's live since we started the talk.
Awesome. So everyone at home, while you're on your computers or on your phones, make sure to check it out. Like, see if guys could start minting those NFTs. And yeah, for everyone at home, right? So we definitely would want to know what is the difference between the current guild advancement program and the new questing system. I think this is a question for you, Jen.
Yeah, sure. So couple of differences is that we're gonna go really deep into some of the games. Look, we're looking at again, walkthroughs with sort of like the masterclass Duolingo thing that Angel alluded to. So we're gonna get kind of like some of our biggest, baddest players to actually like do some deep strategies or walkthroughs, or just kind of like have a different take of getting into the game. As you all know, there's no one way to play the game, but it'd be really fun to actually like play it with some of these like awesome players that we all already know and love. We're not gonna drop who they are, but we're working with a couple folks to get that going. But yeah, and we're going to continue with Gap, continue like development on there. But yeah, we're like mostly going deep into like a couple of these games.
Cool stuff. So, guys, you heard it first from Jen and Day or Mark, whoever's there. So, I have a follow up question to that. So, based on what we're going to be building now, what have we learned in season 3, and what are our greatest takeaways from the past quests that we've released? Day or Mark, feel free to jump on.
Yeah, sorry, that's for me, but I unmuted on Discord instead.
No worries.
Yeah. So basically, what we learned is that with the gap, that was a very good testing grounds for our products and what we want next. But basically, we experimented a lot with different types of quests and what we can push ourselves without necessarily how can I say, collaborating with games and APIs and some like more advanced tech. But like we want to focus on really the most engaged community members and giving them like a really special experience and attention to these people, wherein with some other product we can tackle a lot more people and give them a whole different experience. So basically, both approaches are not mutually exclusive, and people can like hop on a quest that is very much like automated and aligned with the game, like embedded in the game to some sort. I think we tend to that, and we would like it to be as immersive as possible. And on the other end, having like some kind of more social experience and something that is a little more community oriented and confidential. Yeah, so we learned that we need a lot of different products to address like different needs and different people. Uh, I think it sums up pretty well.
Good stuff. Thanks, Day. Maybe a follow up would be, it's actually a question from Bibbs, right? So, are we gonna be having, new games in season 4, and also like how do we choose the games that we will be supporting or quests that we will be carrying over to the next season? Could you give us some one-on-one on that?
Yeah, so how we will choose the games for season 4 will basically based on community feedback. So we changed the roster from season to season, the roster of quests, I mean, and games also. So that should match with the community interest that we are tracking. And we are also asking your opinion from time to time. So we have those data points and we take it into consideration. And so you can expect like new games going into next season. We're still trying to iron out like the roster, so it's not quite defined 100%. But yeah, you will see new games potential.
Cool. Thanks, Day. Something that maybe we could also backtrack a bit on, because I've been seeing a couple of questions about the Founders Coin NFT. But Kazuo, I think you are also a good lead to answer this. So, what activities have you guys been working on the YGG Founders Coin side and also the YGG FC DAO? Oh, Kazuo, are you there? Okay, don't worry. We're gonna be going back to Kazuo in a bit.
Um,
Oh, there you go. How do you, man? You good? Oh, there you go. So he just had Kazuo drop off for a bit. But yeah, we did have a couple of, community initiatives for our Founders Coin holders. And yeah, Kazuo has been taking the lead on that. So Kazuo, what was the latest on what you've been working on with the Founders Coin community?
We're always looking for new assets to distribute. Sometimes those opportunities aren't always readily available. I mean, this kind of happens like ad hoc. So as they come up, I'll show them to you guys and ask if you're interested. I think the latest one we did, the biggest one was with Xborg, where you were able to get access to the platform to invest in esports teams, which was pretty cool because, without the founders coin, you would have had to purchase an asset that was worth, I don't know, like a couple ETH or something. So trying to find more opportunities like that where it's bringing real value, real like exclusive access to the
Yeah,
coin.
we did something with Mighty Action Heroes as well, right, for embed staking.
That's right. Yeah. So if you held a founder's coin, you got a boost on your mbits.
Awesome stuff. Thanks, Kazuo. So maybe up next, we actually would want to ask a question for you, Al. So we've actually made some posts very recently about YGG's validators on the Ronin network. So could you tell us more about what you've been up to on your end, and how to which of these ecosystems are we supporting them as validators, and why do we choose these ecosystems aside from Ronin to support? Like, what's the thought process there?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. The process is very simple. Those chains are dedicated to pushing out the gaming, pushing Web3 gaming out, and trying to gain momentum, having more users, and proving that Web3 gaming is going to be a thing in the future. And we believe that those chains have currently some of the highest potentials. And so our train of thought here is we want to be able to support them. So one of the things is, validating the network and securing their system. That's one thing. And by doing so, it allows us to keep contact with them, and it's in a way forces us to stay up to date with what they're trying to push in terms of innovations, see what type of games they're trying to push, and if when that happens, be able to say, okay, what can we do with the game they're trying to on board, and how can we synergize with them? So that's one of the ways we use them for with partnerships. The second one is by becoming a validator on them, it also generates revenue for YGG. Validating and securing the network is something that allows the system to remain robust, and this added revenue can be used to increase our runway, as well as potentially in the future using it to reward community via specific quests and achievements. We'll see about that. But that's pretty much the idea. Right now, the Ronin validator has been ongoing for the last 2 months, I think. By the way, guys, if you haven't staked your Ronin on our validator, please do so, or any by any chance. But of course, YGG would be very thankful for that. But yeah, don't forget about this one. But yeah, so this is kind of the core reasons, and of course we'll be looking at different other chains possible. Right now we have Ronin, we have XPLA, which is a Korean game publisher based, as well as Oasis, which is more of a Japanese focused blockchain with incredible IP, such as Bandai Namco, for example. So we'll definitely be one to be engaged with whatever they'll be pushing outwards. I've had a fair few discussions with them, and a lot of the IP they're trying to push would excite me as a kid that has lived in the 90s or 2000s, really. So yeah, extremely excited, and of course there's many more that will be coming within the near future. One of them, for example, that we'll be trying to see if we can help in what way possible would be CCP Game, which created EVE Online. EVE Online would be probably one of the great games that would really work well with a Web3 infrastructure. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully I answered your question.
Good stuff, man. Yeah, I totally. So thank you for that, man. And I totally agree actually with Gabby. He posted a tweet like very recently talking about how games and their own chains and probably even their own networks have a lot of significance when it comes to building out the games of the future. Could you tell us more about this tweet, Gabby, that you've posted, and what's your one-on-one on it?
Well, we're always looking at a lot of different gaming ecosystems, different gaming chains, right? There's 3 that we're supporting officially with validators. As Al said, Ronin, XPLA, and Oasis. But I think when a new game comes that will basically be the next one to bring millions of players into Web3, it'll be the one that will make the chain very popular. So we're always in touch with the new games. There's some that we can't tell you about yet because we're signed to non-disclosure agreements. But yeah, we're always looking for new games and new chains to support. And when that next big Web3 gaming wave comes, we want to make sure that YGG is on top of it, whether it's via Gap, it's via Quest, it's via assets, it's via our community support. Yeah, we're always looking for the next new exciting Web3 games.
100%, Gabby. When we started the AMA, like you've given us, a quick backtrack of what happened over at GDC. So might be asking, like, so what was the overall community sentiment from, developers and builders in Web3 alike? What was the atmosphere over there?
The atmosphere was very positive, and what people don't really see behind the scenes is that it takes a lot of time to make really good games. Typically, for a AAA game, maybe 2 to 3 years, sometimes even more. And we got a sneak peek at a lot of the games that we'll be releasing either towards the end of the year and start of next year. And a lot of the complaints in Web3 gaming have been, where are the good games? But we could see from the last GDC just a few months ago that the good games are coming. So I'm really excited because these games that are coming, they are blending what I would call the best of free to play and Web3. A lot of these games don't need you to buy any NFTs or tokens or assets to start, meaning that you'll be able to download them whether from the App Store or Steam or on the Epic Game Store. But at the point where you start either buying or earning assets, then you get introduced to the power of Web3 and NFTs. You've seen one of the really exciting games, for example, that is launching soon on the Ronin network called Machines Arena. And this is a team that we're very close to as well. So it's a full free-to-play game at the start, and you can't buy your way into the assets. You can only earn them from drops in-game. After which you can choose to mint them as NFT on Ronin. So I'm very excited overall about the evolution of Web3 games, and I think in a few years we'll just call them games.
I totally agree with you, man. But yeah, so maybe Colin, if you're there, we definitely would love to get also your insights coming from an operations standpoint, right? Like, so what is the app or what is the community or the overall space? What are the trends that you've noticed with all the guys building during this time in the market?
Sure. Hey everybody. Yeah, so I think it's crypto winter right now. And so I think it's incredible that people are coming out to kind of live stream events like this, right? I think people are huddled into a lot of people have turned out of the space. And so there's kind of a lot of cliches about winter being for builders, but I think the people that are here right now are actually the ones kind of that are going to reap the rewards of when the market does return, right? So for our side, right, I think we are engaging very closely with gaming partners, right? So just in terms of the ecosystem, I think it's very close to that. We're very close to a lot of very high quality games coming to the market, and our team is connecting very well there, right? And so we're trying to work very closely with a lot of these very talented founders and creators that are going to come to market in the coming year. And then more generally, I think we're trying to find a way to incorporate, we're trying to incorporate sort of new primitives into the YGG ecosystem. And so we've been huddling on, product development, potentially new NFT projects for YGG, as well as, thinking through tokenomics, right? And how the YGG token ecosystem evolves. And so, I think this is the bear market. It's the not very glamorous part. It's the one where we're, I think, hunkered down and really sort of bringing on new people, talking and working closely with partners. Appreciate everyone who's on the call right now. It's good to see all these familiar faces.
Awesome. Thanks, Colin. So, yeah, maybe something that we could, look at here that, we've been rolling out for the past few weeks is the game spotlight. So, Fallen, what can we expect from the game spotlight in conjunction to what Colin said? It's, looking at the games, what are they building, what games are playable. And yeah, we definitely would love to get to know, what goes behind the selection process of these games that we, put our time and effort for a whole week, engaging the whole community? And how does it look like, moving forwards in the future?
Yeah, sure. I can definitely touch on that. We would really want a community first approach for these game spotlights there. So those we're going to be leaning towards the games that already have strong community presence within YGG. That's not to say that we will not have, newer games that are on the horizon or maybe up and coming within YGG that don't have the same community presence, but our main focus is definitely going to be those communities that have already sprouted around games. So that's LOK, Splinterlands, Castle Crush, right? And unfortunately, that kind of ties into the fact that we need these games to actually have gameplay. Right? It's very hard to do a spotlight on a game that doesn't have any gameplay. That being said, there are a lot of betas coming out. There are, a lot of games that are pushing through these new mechanics, and we don't want to not also highlight them. So again, like I said, it's a community first spotlight, is what we're aiming for, right? Games that have communities, but as well as being able to be like, hey, this is a new and upcoming game. So Block Lords is a perfect example, right? Our partnerships team was able to kind of say, hey, Block Lords is doing this. They've approached us. They want to kind of highlight and showcase that they're doing their beta, their open beta, and they want to get people in. And that's one of those examples of us being able to say, okay, you know what, this is perfect. Let's be able to get our community some spots, some insights and some leaks from the dev. It was great having their founder come on and kind of give us some upcoming leaks and roadmaps for that. We even pulled people from their own Discord that didn't necessarily know much about YGG, and they're like, oh, let me see what's going on here because we got a shout out from them. So there's a lot up and coming for the spotlight, but again, we really want these game spotlights to be community driven as much as possible, and that's why I'm really putting an emphasis. If there's people that want to participate or stream or shout out their streams, definitely reach out, because we want to have the community as involved in these spotlights as possible.
Awesome. Thanks, Fallen. And yeah, so we also have a question from Dexion asking about how can community members can suggest new games. So if you guys might have noticed, we actually just rolled out our ticketing system on Discord, and this has been our medium of communication for important matters in the community. So we've also used that for filing tickets for disputes and questions for the guild advancement program, but it's not limited to just those. Like, of course, if you guys want us to check out some new games, drop it there. If you guys want us, if you can suggest, what you think would be a good next spotlight for, our weekly shows, drop it there as well. So definitely, we are excited and we are looking forward to be hearing from you guys in the community. So we are about to wrap up at the top of the hour here, but we'd like to invite everyone. If you guys have any more questions, now is the perfect time while we have the whole squad. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of our quarterly AMAs with the most core team members online. So make sure don't miss that opportunity. And I think I've mentioned like earlier in the AMA that we have a surprise for you guys, and you might have already heard that our team or YGG, our teammates, are going to 3XP, which is one of the biggest gaming conferences. And if you guys are in the States, make sure to stand by, because we are going to be dropping a link on our Twitter, and we might just be giving out some passes to 3XP. So you get your chance to meet Mike Oveka, our head of esports, who's going to be there, who is going to be in a panel. And also, we also have Jen and Angel, who will be in the conference as well. So don't forget, yeah, if you guys see us, we don't bite, say hi, and we are looking forward to meeting you guys over there at 3XP. So watch out. We are going to be dropping that link on Twitter right after the AMA. So I see that everyone here on Discord is going nuts minting their achievements right now on the YGGD app. So, first of all, congratulations to everyone who has made it, who has minted their quests, and we are looking forward to seeing more of you guys next season. But yeah, maybe we could just do a quick recap here today. So based on the leaderboards, right? So what were the differences that you've seen in the last season and now? Because we do have less quests, but these are more focused, right? And they are more achievement driven compared to the past seasons. And the reason there is that we are fine tuning the GAP as we go. And the community feedback is very, very important. And shout outs to everyone who is on the YGG GAP Council helping us out, fine tune what we want to present to the community for the next seasons moving forward. But yeah, how has it been working from season 2 and season 3? What trends have you seen, and what are the most what were those that stick out from your work in the past 2 seasons?
Well, I was a participant in season 2, so
Nice.
I can tell you from the player perspective what was different. But unfortunately, in season 3, I was in the back end, and so I wasn't able to participate as much as I did before. I think the difference between the 2 seasons is like we were trying to tackle a lot of ways to reward all kind of community members in forms and shape, and we are still trying to do that, but in the most committed fashion. And so what I mean by that is we're targeting more and more the people that deserve their rewards. What I mean is like the most committed member. Like I can give you some numbers. For example, the top 10% earners of achievement, like minted 35% of the whole. So basically, they have more ways to express themselves within the quest. I think that's what we want to iron, and that across seasons. So there is that that idea of personal community progression. Like you can explore different things and progress in what you're doing.
Perfect. And guys, please do remember that those NFTs, these soulbound tokens that are minted onto your wallets are going to be there forever for sure, and these are going to help build your reputation in Web3, right? So, Gabby, while you're here, right, could you tell us more, how do these, reputational achievements look like, moving forward? Let's say we get into the next market cycle, there are more games out. What do you have envisioned for the Guild Advancement Program and our Soulbound NFTs?
Sure. So it takes a while to build out this vision, but I can tell you that the achievements that you're collecting are very important for your wallet's gamer reputation. And even as we branch out Gap into other things, for example, for denoting who are helpful in content creation, in esports, in community moderation, or in other ways that they're helpful around the community. This is very important because in the future, we will have games or quests that will take a look at your achievements and decide to give you different kinds of offers. And for example, if you're very good at strategy games, then you might get a good offer for a strategy game based on your reputations. And if you're good at RPGs, if you're a tournament player. So keep stacking that reputation. And as I said, this takes a while to build. So it's not something that will show up immediately, but that's how reputation is. It takes a while to build up, but once people know who you are, what kind of player you are, or what kind of community member you are in Web3, it's going to be very valuable. And that's what we're building towards with Gap, with the quest system. And I think this will catch on as one of the major features of the next cycle that wasn't present in the last one.
I agree, 100%. And maybe Gabby, just to add to that, and a follow-up question here is, YGG, we also, help out. We also partner with other platforms, other projects that are focused on tooling, right? And, Gabby, how does it look like with us building our own quest system and also having our own set of tools within YGG, and how does it work with our partners?
Well, for games specifically, I think we want to be compatible with different games, especially as we integrate into their APIs. For other systems, we can actually go into different uh, guilds or different DAOs, and then be able to import the achievements that are made from other reputable systems. So the beauty of NFTs or these soulbound token achievements is that they are public goods basically, as their assets on the blockchain. So so YGG will be able to read people's reputation in different games, for example, and import that and then add that to your reputation. And for the question there, what if my wallet gets hacked? We're actually tracking your profile when you sign up for YGG profile. So in the edge case that your wallet gets hacked, I think we may be able to move this reputation. But we also have to make safeguards around this because we don't want people selling their reputation to other people. So this is something that we're trying to figure out how to solve going forward.
Awesome. And one thing that I see this is applicable for is also for skill based games, right? If you're an FPS player, if you're a talented strategy player, then like you could get matched with not only the games but also tools and infra that could help you, not just in one game but all the other games off the same genre as well. So there are a lot of possibilities that are yet to unfold in the very near future, and we at YGG are making sure that we are ahead and at the top of the game, to be able to give the best experience for our community, and also the best platform and also the best home. There's a reason that's why we call it YGG fam, right? And yeah, before we wrap up, before we go, we want to thank everyone who made it here tonight. Shout outs to our community leaders working tirelessly day in and day out, making sure that YGG is always a safe and a fun environment for the whole community. Shout outs to the one and only Cuckoo Crypto, Shanks. We also have Spracky and everyone else who is making YGG stronger day by day. So there are a lot of stuff happening. Guys, we want to see you at 3XP. And of course, we want to see you at the Community Summit happening happening in July and also in November. So for everyone at home, before we go, make sure share the stream. It's going to be uploaded across the socials, and tell your friends about what's happening tonight. And we are going to be seeing you pretty soon. Once again, my name is John Sedano, together with the YGG core team. See you guys in the metaverse. Hashtag together we play. We are YGG. Peace out.
Thank you, everyone.